Imagine waking up one day to discover that Africa is literally splitting in half. Roads swallowed by the ground, houses destroyed, and a massive crack growing year after year. It sounds like a disaster movie, but this is happening right now. Experts claim that Africa might be on its way to completely breaking apart, forming a new ocean, and even a new continent. What does this mean for the future of our planet? Today, we'll explore the shocking phenomenon and find out if we will truly witness a new world emerging before our eyes. Is Africa splitting? The shocking phenomenon unfolding. If you look at Africa from above, you'll notice a long crack stretching from southern Mozambique to the Red Sea in the north. This fissure is not just a detail on the map. It's growing every year. Recently, astonishing images have shown cracked roads and even houses split in half. In Kenya, for instance, a highway was completely destroyed by one of these fractures, forcing authorities to make temporary repairs using cement and stones. But why is this happening? The role of tectonic plates. Nubian versus Somali. The answer to this dramatic separation lies in the movement of tectonic plates. The Earth's crust is not a single solid piece, but is instead made up of multiple plates floating on the mantle. In Africa's case, two major plates are involved in this process. The Nubian plate, which makes up most of the continent, and the Somali plate, which is slowly drifting away from the former. This separation is creating a gigantic geological rift known as the East African Rift. Over time, this divide could become so large that Africa will split into two distinct landmasses. The formation of the East African Rift and its impacts. This process is called rifting, and it occurs when internal forces within the Earth cause the crust to stretch until it breaks. The East African Rift is one of the most active examples of this phenomenon in the world. This ongoing separation is causing earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the creation of massive valleys and geological faults. For scientists, this is a unique opportunity to study continental separation in real time. However, for the people living in the region, it poses a major challenge, as entire cities could be affected in the coming centuries. The Afar Triangle, one of the hottest and most geologically active places on Earth. At the heart of this tectonic separation lies the Afar Triangle, one of the most extreme regions on the planet. Located in Ethiopia, this area is a true geological cauldron, with temperatures reaching up to 55 degrees Celsius, 131 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, and a constantly shifting landscape, with cracks opening up frequently. Additionally, multiple active volcanoes in the region spew lava and toxic gases. The intense activity in the Afar Triangle suggests that the Earth's crust there is already becoming thinner, which should accelerate Africa's separation even further. The future of the continent. When will Africa actually split? But the burning question remains, when will this happen? Scientists estimate that the complete separation could take between 1 to 5 million years. That sounds like a long time to us, but in geological terms, it's considered fast. However, with each passing year, new signs of the separation appear, meaning the effects could be felt long before the full split occurs. Is a new ocean forming in Africa? If this separation continues at its current pace, one day, a new ocean could emerge in the middle of Africa. The gap left by the drifting tectonic plates could be filled by water from the Indian Ocean, creating a sixth ocean on the planet. This phenomenon has happened before, and was what gave birth to the Atlantic Ocean millions of years ago. History repeating itself. What do Pangaea and the Atlantic Ocean have to do with this? Looking back in time, we see that all continents were once united in a supercontinent called Pangaea. Over time, this massive landmass began to break apart, forming the continents we know today. The Atlantic Ocean, for example, was created by a separation very similar to what's happening now in Africa. In other words, what we are witnessing might just be another chapter in Earth's long history. Could the East African Rift be flooded by the Indian Ocean? If the separation continues, water from the Indian Ocean could flood the East African Rift, creating an inland sea. This will completely transform Africa's map and could create new marine ecosystems. Additionally, Some African countries that are currently landlocked, such as Uganda and Zambia, could become coastal nations, opening up new economic opportunities. Earthquakes and volcanoes, the visible signs of Africa's separation. While this transformation is happening slowly, we can already see clear signs of the continent splitting apart. In Ethiopia's desert, a massive 35-meter, 115-foot, cracks suddenly formed in 2005 after a series of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Events like this can accelerate the separation, making the process even more unpredictable. The birth of the Nubian continent, a new piece of land in Africa. Some scientists have already started calling this future landmass the Nubian continent. If the separation process continues, this new land could include parts of Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. The impact would be enormous, forcing these countries to redraw borders and reorganize their economies. Destruction and adaptation. How are African countries coping with the separation? While the complete split may take millions of years, its effects are already being felt today. In Kenya, cracks have opened up on busy highways and destroyed entire homes. In 2018, a family was shocked to find their house split in half. Authorities are trying to mitigate the damage, but the unstable ground makes everything unpredictable. Economic opportunities. How could landlocked countries gain ocean access? Despite the challenges, this transformation could bring unexpected benefits. Countries like Uganda and Zambia, which currently have no coastline, could become coastal nations, opening up new trade routes and boosting their economies. Additionally, the formation of new beaches and islands could attract tourists, turning the region into a new global tourism hotspot. Environmental changes. How could a new ocean transform the ecosystem? If Africa truly splits, a new ocean will emerge, creating an entirely different environment from what we know today. Just as the Atlantic Ocean formed millions of years ago, Africa's separation could give rise to new ocean currents, alter regional climates, and even influence rainfall patterns. But the most fascinating aspect is that new marine species could evolve. Life adapts to its surroundings, and this new ocean could become a natural laboratory for biodiversity. Could the crack extend even further? One of the biggest mysteries surrounding the separation is whether it could go beyond what scientists predict. Geologist Michael Daly suggests that the rift may not be limited to East Africa, but could extend all the way to Namibia and the Atlantic Ocean. This would mean an even more extreme separation, potentially changing the shape of the African continent in an unexpected way. If this theory is confirmed, the impact would be global, as it could affect the stability of other tectonic plates. Are we witnessing the proof that our planet is constantly changing? Africa's separation is a reminder that our planet is always in motion. While it may take millions of years for the continent to fully split, we are already seeing the marks it is leaving on Earth's history. A new ocean, new islands, new forms of life. The future of Africa could be completely different from what we imagine. What do you think about this transformation? Will we have a different world map in the future? Leave your comment below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. See you next time.